Here we go. Thank you, Internet and technology. You are my favorite when you work. So welcome tonight to Hilari's team call. This is really exciting. I'm honored to be here. I'm excited to see faces that I know. I'm really excited to talk to you about community. So if anyone was at ICU this weekend, can you just give some sort of like acknowledgement so we can say yay to you for making the effort, being there. Carlos spoke on stage there. Awesome. So you guys, when you are at these corporate events, like you can feel the electricity and the energy in your soul, right? Like you're in this bubble where you're just like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell the world that they deserve to feel amazing and have more freedoms of choices and have more flexibility in their lives and really show up where they want to, and you're going to do it. And then you get home, right? And what happens? So Carla hit the nail on the head yesterday morning. Going to events is amazing. It's wonderful to get inspired and energized and connect with people. But then you actually have to come home and you have to put in the action the takeaways that you took from the weekend. So we can learn everything and say, that's great, she did it, or oh wow, that teacher figured out a way to make it happen. But it is up to you to go home and do, right? So if there's one thing you take away from tonight, it is to do. Very timely. Isagenix is so generous to us, you guys. I'm talking about events. I'm talking about community. We're coming off of a big event, and then Isagenix is rewarding us right now, you guys. There's a promotion going on in your back office. Log into and check out how you can register one of your events. So these calls are precious. Your time is precious. I'm not going to sit here and read off to you everything that if you want this and you're going to go for it, then you're going to log into your back office and you're going to check out the events tab and you check out how you need to register your event and then how you get $50 from Isagenix to pick out products that you can share with people who want to experience these products. Those samplers out there, right, that want to try something before they go all in. So they'll also give you enrollment codes. So make sure if that's something that you're interested in, then it's up to you to go out there and find the resource that's available to all of us, to your leader, to everyone else. Take the initiative and go do that. And then someone that you brought into the team say, hey, are you aware that right now when you have an event, you can do this, right? So maybe you guys have already picked up on my very first thing. When I'm talking about events and I'm talking about community, I call it not using your text message voice, right? So when I say, you guys, I am so excited. Isagenix is so generous. What they're offering to you guys for having events right now is phenomenal with the free codes and the shakes and everything. So that is so much better than, hey, you guys, Isagenix is so amazing. This is my text message voice, right? So you're busy in your life and you're so excited, right? Because we're planning these events, we're taking the time, we're creating a flyer, we're getting it out there, we're following up with people. We want them to show up, right? Because we're super excited about our event. But if you catch all of us in the middle of our busy days, I would guess if someone in the middle of everything it took for you to be here right now, and you were anticipating it, out of the blue, got a message on your phone, still bit by the mouse right here. Thank you, Isagenix, for sending us to Disney. Then your text message is, seriously, you guys, it's not going to resonate with them. You guys cannot wait for you to experience this nutrition and why I feel so well in my life. You can't miss it. I can't wait for you to be there. It's going to be so fun. Really, you guys? What if I'm like, but you guys, this nutrition is amazing and so many people are feeling so well. I would love for you to be there. It would be really fun. Are you open to joining? Right? And that's it. So voice, Facebook Messenger is my best friend, right? You know how children mock the parents by saying hello, hello, hello on the telephone? My children don't do that. They hold things out in front of them and then they talk the way mommy talks, right? Because I'm using voice text, because on Facebook Messenger, I can see that little icon and I know if they at least acknowledge that they saw it or not. Now again, we're never interpreting silence because we all have busy days and we're typically reaching out to some really amazing people that we want to be with us, right? So they're not just sitting around doing nothing waiting for our message that they have no idea is coming out of the blue. So you really got to make sure that that message reaches that person's ear. So there's one thing that little icon's there, but did they hear it? So once that icon's there, you wait an appropriate amount of time, then you send a follow-up message and said, hey, in text, I just want to make sure you heard that message I sent. Because some people don't know how to actually hear those, or they get it when they're in the middle of a busy room and they, didn't hear it. So never assume unless they acknowledge that they've heard it, right? So just don't interpret silence. So your energy, your voice, your excitement for the event. If you invited someone to go on this call tonight and you said, EmmyLou is so awesome, you guys, you got to listen to what she says. Her events are really fun. I think her team's having a great time. Listen, instead of, you guys, we have a team meeting tonight where you're going to learn how to have events, AKA you're already really busy in your life and we're going to tell you how to do more things that sound really super exciting. Do you want to be a part of that? Make sure you hop on, right? Like, yeah, think these text messages that we're getting, like you all get text messages all the time. So make sure the one that you're taking the time out of your precious day to send stands out in a way that you were receiving it, it would resonate with you. So the last thing, every time you're speaking about anything, conviction, period. It's kind of common sense to me, but like when someone says, hey, I have a friend, she's really not sleeping. Oh, like someone I know tried these products and they've really slept better, so I don't want to make you do anything, but if you're, want to try it, I can find out there's some good specials, right? Like, okay, cool. Maybe send me some information, I probably won't look at it, right? But if someone says, hey, I'm just not sleeping that well, I say, oh my goodness, I know this person your age that's on our team. She tried everything. She gave these products a chance because they had a 30-day money-back guarantee. And what she found within a couple of weeks, she was sleeping better than she had slept in years. She'd been to the doctor many times, right? So when you speak with conviction, you offer them an option. You did not promise them anything. You did not guarantee anything. You did not go into products. You just said, with conviction, you have seen a result, right? So if you don't have that within your own team, then you went to ICU this weekend and you heard it from someone there. Or you plugged into a different Zoom one time and you relate other people's stories that you have heard and felt to other people. So that's kind of just a little bit of why people get so excited about what we might have going on here. So the big switch for me is events. I have, just to give you a tiny bit of an introduction, I guess, I didn't really say, my name's EmmyLou, and I'm born in Iowa, and I'm Wisconsin living, and I was diagnosed with a chronic condition with no cure at age 26, and so I found this nutrition 2 months after having a baby as a simple way to flood my body with convenient nutrition, and I just needed a 60-second one-handed meal. I didn't get any Facebook groups. I wasn't really involved in anything. I wasn't looking for that at that point in my life. So I will tell you the reason that eventually I got pulled in to really open my ears a little bit more was 100% the energy and the conviction of the people in my upline that poured into me. So it was eventually plugging in, opening my ears. Nobody ever forced me to do anything. No one ever told me I had to do anything. But for me, when I started, I wasn't plugged in. And so I was one of those, I would have one of those silly questions like, well, what about the sugars in the shakes? Right? Well, if you're not plugged in, then you don't see that answer. It's a legit question. We have a very phenomenal, perfect answer for the formulation of our shakes that make them amazing. So the main thing when I'm talking about events is plug in. So there's going to be a few ways to approach this. A, either people in your area are already rocking amazing events and you are blessed and you get to piggyback on that. B, there is absolutely nothing going on in your town and you have to create it from scratch. What a gift. You get to create it from scratch, the right way, with the right people and the right energy. What an opportunity. So good luck and like be grateful if you are the person in your town. That's where I was. I had no one with me, on an island, by myself, months and months and months and months, taking the belief from virtual calls like this, events that I'd travel to, I'd pack up my baby, pack up my pump, pack up my stroller, pack up everything and go. So what's it worth it to you? You know, that goes back to our why. Why are you doing it? If I was going to do something, it was going to be worth my time. I was going to do it right. And if I brought people with me, I was not going to stumble for a long time before we quote unquote figured it out. So do we ever figure it out? Probably not, because it ebbs and flows with different seasons of our life and different periods of our business. There's different focuses, but I knew I wanted to plug in intentionally into things like this call. So going to the event's great. Coming to this call, even better. The event that you scheduled from this call and register on the website to get your free enrollment codes, to get your enrollments, to get your shake match. Amazing. There's the magic in all of your income producing activities. So when we're talking about events, right, the first thing I did is I always have events scheduled before I have them planned. So like I was going to Celebration last August. I had 2 events booked on the date, the place, the time, the event. Stories of inspiration, come and join us. No really other set plans because it's product users sharing stories. I love this team, you guys, because we have an amazing amount of leaders. And what you guys need to benefit from that is there are some that do it beautifully and they're super organized and they have a PowerPoint, and I love those people and they're so good and they add value to the team. And then there's other people that worked all day and then they come home and they have dinner, kids, and then they maybe have a second job besides Basic and they literally have to put it into the pockets of their time, where if they see a PowerPoint, they start sweating, and then those dreadful words of I can't do that go in their head, right? Neither are right and wrong. You can do whatever's natural for you. So for me, I'm a pen and paper, and these are my notes, and my brain and my heart kind of all work together. And that's the message I think that people need to hear when I'm speaking. But just know that when we're on this team together, we get everyone that gets to really work together. And that's what works in events too. So if you have someone on your team that's super detail oriented, they do the flyer and they do the distribution of the initial information. You have a few other teammates that you say, can you make the protein balls? Can you bring the hydrate? Can you bring 1 or 2 bars, 1 or 2 bag of chips? Literally something so simple, but you're delegating those responsibilities to other people on your team. How you get people to show up. So I came back from Celebration, and I basically had 9 months where I was a sponsor monster and not really growing deep. And so I realized if I needed to grow deep, I needed to set up a structure that my team could duplicate what I was doing. Well, having a whole bunch of little bit of phone calls in between my day and life because I was too busy to set up something on the regular wasn't working very well. So now when those people would call in, I would drive them to the event. My first rule of the event, always have 2 plans. So when you invite someone, they say, oh, that sounds really interesting. I'm busy that day. Oh, that's no problem. Everyone has stuff going on. Here's our next one. Always, always, always know the next thing that you're going to invite them to if you get them on the phone, if they cannot attend the reason that you're inviting them the first time. Have the follow-up, especially those people that say, oh, that date doesn't work. I wish it worked out. Don't say, I'll get back to you. I'll add a list. Have your next event already there, right? So I started looking at when the events were. I made them convenient for my life. People weren't coming on the time it was convenient for my life. Then Hilari came up to visit us, and we had one on a Saturday. There was a whole bunch of people there, and Hilary's like, do you see all these people? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, that's so great. Why don't you always do it on Saturday morning? Because it's Saturday morning, and so we started having events on Saturday morning. You know why? Because I looked at the goal that I wanted for my team, and I looked at the effort that I was putting in towards that goal. And at that point, just like if you were blessed to be on the call with Alicia this morning, it was a decision. I decided I'm going to do this and I'm going to be successful, period. So when I saw that, and the goal is a lot of people at an event up here, then it was just what I needed to do to get there. So I was continue to have events on the days that it worked for people to show up at that point in time. I will tell you, it's going to take 2 to 3 months maybe to get what you think is a whole bunch of people there, or what you think is successful, which is defined by a whole bunch of people. And so I'll tell you right away from the start, erase that. It is quality, not quantity. That is the beauty of our compensation plan. So if you are presenting every time intelligently, authentically, you are going to deliver, and it's going to serve its purpose. I promise you, it is the best way that I have seen to have people on my team show me that they're in, right? So especially people who have been in Isogenics a long time, a lot of people get really excited. There's a lot of You know, there's a lot of opportunity with Isogenics. There's a lot of choices, a lot of freedoms to be gained, and it takes work. It's the best work I've ever done. I was a mortgage lender for 12 years. I did corporate America. I did stay-at-home mom. I'm a yoga teacher. This is by far the best work I've ever done, and I do have to stop working at night because I want to keep working because the conversations I have fill my soul, right? So the cool thing is, we should all realize that everyone needs Isogenics in some capacity, but not everyone's going to realize that. And just give yourself that grace from the start to realize not everybody's going to want it, not everyone's going to know it. So your job is to present it in a way that is super intelligent. So then the people that keep coming back to the events, they're your doers. Those are the people that show up. They're not necessarily people getting tons of enrollments all the time, but they're there. They are plugged in. They are learning. They're not calling you after saying, sorry, I was tired after work. I didn't really have a guest, so I didn't come. Okay, cool. No problem. I'm never going to hold that against anybody because I realize life ebbs and flows and different people put different energies at different points in time. But I will tell you, like, as a leader, if I drive 3.5 hours to somewhere and I have an event and a couple of people on my team say, oh, yeah, I don't really have anyone coming, but I'm going to come because I want to meet the other people on the team, you know, and just say hi to the other new people coming on. And then I have a couple other people that say, oh, yeah, no, I don't really have anyone coming, so I'm probably just not, you know, just let me know if I missed anything. I will tell you, I don't hold anything against anybody, but when people are asking for my help and they want me to show up, and let's say two things come down to a conflict of where I put my energy, I'm going to put my energy to the person that came to where I drove 3.5 hours each way, 7 hours total, and return their phone call first and get back to them first because they showed up for me, for the team. So if you don't understand this compensation plan, I believe if you are not showing up to an event, if you don't have any guests, then you don't understand the compensation plan, because whether you personally enroll someone or not, everyone benefits with this team. That is one of the most beautiful thing is everyone helps everybody get free groceries when you're on the same team. So if you don't understand that and then believe it and speak it with conviction, because that is a game changer. I will tell you the number one things at events, all people want to hear about is stories. They want to hear stories of inspiration. That Carla said, when people ask a question, answer it with a story. I did that twice today. People, even myself with a chronic illness where ingredients matter, I don't have all those ingredients memorized. I just know it's important, and that's not my job to have it memorized. So just really share stories, get people there to hear them, and then it's awesome because when only one person comes to your event and they're already on your team, then that is a huge opportunity to pour into them. So you're just directing all these little conversations that maybe make Isogenics seem a little bit busy in your life. And when I get those messages during the week, I say, hey, our event's on Saturday, come on Saturday. Other people will benefit from that too. Or actually you've lost 7 pounds in 7 days, and that's more than since you had your last baby 10 years ago. There is a couple of people on my team that need to hear that, because when my happy product users come to the meeting, that is gold. And again, when someone else, just one person, when there's only one person there, they're hanging back and saying, now that compensation plan that you've explained a couple times, can you tell me a little more about that? So use it as an opportunity that you've already set aside in your business to mentor one-on-one with that person that is right in front of you. That is a huge, huge thing. I know I'll go back to this again, but the events always start with you. It is 150,000% you. I cannot stress that enough. There's going to be times when nobody comes. There's going to be times when you just hang on to the belief that you've been in that room at ICU or that other event. And so that's what I tell you with my team. What we try to do is we really schedule the events after NYKO. We came back and we had a team event in February. We had a Super Saturday in February. And then in March, we took a group of us to Omaha. We don't have anything going on in April. In May, we have a group going to Minneapolis to Delray's having an event, and corporate's having a Super Saturday on June 1st in Minneapolis. So that's one of those things where, even though I couldn't go to ICU, it was important to get people on my team that were available out to ICU. So don't just work when you're working. Plug in all the time. So even if an event doesn't work for you, if you already know you can't go to Celebration, you don't stop that chain of command right there for all of your downline. You keep reaching out to your downline and you say, this amazing person from my team is going to be in celebration. You should go check them out, or you should go hang out with them. They will totally take care of you. That is huge. That is how many hands make for light work. And I will tell you, these events and these community, this is what fills your soul up. This is where you get to hear what you share. The person that you met a year ago down in Iowa, now they're going to be at this event, you know, that I'll be at next month. And that is so magic, because those people don't really know how to tell other people how they feel good. And so this is what I talk about with events, and this is just everything with Isagenix. When people really get stuck in their head about sharing, and I got stuck in my head about sharing too. So people, that's okay if you're there. I was there, and then people talked me through that, and I was open to learning a different way. And that's the gift of this team, is anything icky I've ever heard about network marketing, to be quite honest, doesn't exist in this team. So just because you might see something one place from a network marketer that you didn't like, I always compare it to my husband as a dentist. People really enjoy him as a dentist, but 75% of the time when I say he's a dentist, people say, I hate the dentist. Okay. Thanks. I don't know what to say to that, but network marketing is the same thing. We are blessed with this amazing team. And I really say to people, you know, to me, it's so weird when you do feel good conveniently with food delivered to your door to flood in a busy life, and you don't want to tell someone that you know close to you that you love, just 2 people to get in the free grocery club. To me, that's weird. Like, that's really weird. I'm not talking about turning into a business, a residual stream of income. I don't even say the word business. Are you open to residual stream of income without compromising anything you're doing? But not even any of that. Like, most of you guys on here have had some sort of success with the products. And so if you've had that success, if it's taken you forever to lose 10 years to lose 7 pounds of baby weight, and you don't want to help a friend that just had a baby, I just sort of ask you, like, why? You know, why don't you send a message on Facebook Messenger to say, hey, are you open to hearing about how new moms are gathering and we're showing them how to simplify things in their life? Are you open? Yes or no? So to me, when you're inviting people to the events, I just go straight with that attitude. And I love the events. I am in Isagenix because of the event. So like I said, I was introduced to the products. I needed a 60-second one-handed meal, enjoyed it for 3 months. And then Hilari heard about my passion, offered me to go to an event. I didn't really want to go, but I did, kind of for ulterior motives besides Isagenix. My roommate was knew a lot about nutrition, and I have a condition that I need to know a lot about nutrition, and then it opened up my eyes. So I'm telling you, if you have an open mind and an ability to be trainable, then you have got to get yourself around people that want to lift you up, that want to show you a different way, that want you to have freedoms. And I'm telling you, if you are not in that place in your life and you're sitting at a job you don't like, talking to all your coworkers that don't like their job, or if you're wherever you're at in life, if you are not enjoying what you're doing, and then you were thinking about this opportunity and everyone else around you thinks it's crazy, but they don't enjoy what they're doing, success leaves clues, you guys. So listen to the people that are living the lives that you want. Listen to the action items they're taking. Do not judge the results of those action items. Carla Taliano laid it on the stage. She will tell you that she was in this for so many years without success, but she didn't quit. I left my first yoga class halfway through, hated it so much, did go back for 6 years, went back, it changed my life. Are you willing to stick through uncomfortable periods, no's, people that don't want to love and support you? Or are you willing to open your arms and be embraced by a community and create that community for other people? That was my desire. I went to enough events that I saw the excitement, and then I came back home and I'm just like, I cannot understand why people don't get this. To me, it's so simple. I was a mortgage lender. It was hard to be a mortgage lender. I had to close that loan to get paid. This, I help people buy their overhead to have better food, better energy, more time, and show up in their families, right? So if you, right, like you hear that and you speak with conviction and you set an event and then you have another event and you have another event and you get serious about the opportunity that you have to share with people. So we're finishing up here, and I'm going to respect time so we get done. But the other thing I will say is when you're talking about isogenics and how it fits in your life, there's two really easy ways. When you figure out your why and you run with your why and you put yourself in events that resonate with your why, then the people that have needed the nutrition have come into my life. When things just get kind of messed up a little bit and it's like you're just going to, get another person on your team and, there's a deadline and you got to get there, I'm telling you, something shifts when you really make that shift, and it's not just about the why that fuels your soul. So if you stick to that why and you are well-intentioned and you are bringing people into that space, then you can make your life a freedom of choices, and then your traveling will be like, people travel all the time for work, and they travel, and then you hear that they can't, get a plane ticket to go to a family wedding, even though they're out of town every week for work. What if, or I have friends that will travel to work, in Wisconsin, but they can't come visit me because they're so busy with work. What if your work was your travel? So every time I go to Iowa to see my friends and family, it's my work. Just to be quite honest, people that aren't on my team, I'm so busy when I go there, just like people on work trips go places and they can't visit me. Same thing with isogenics. Why can't you just create that community globally? It's global impact. It's at your fingertips. Isogenics has done all the hard work. You literally just have to show up. There's no right way to do the do. That's what you should have got from tonight. It's have events. You can have them super fancy and everything planned down to the T, or you can show up with a bag of chips and a nice lean bar as you're opening them up and cutting them up and putting them on plates and handing them out because you're a busy mom talking to busy moms, and that's very relatable. It's very real. So know your audience, adjust to what's going to resonate with them, because it's not about you, it's about them. So create a community where they can be themselves, be loved, grow, and then they are going to be the next leaders, inspiring the next group of people. When you see someone who is hopeless who now is inspiring other people, there is just nothing better. So I'd say for me, if I plug into my faith, my family, and my fitness, then everything else in my life works out, and I find people to serve with the nutrition. So, yeah. Let's see. Is there anything? I'm gonna hit pause in the recording or stop in the recording if that's okay. It's 8:30, so I want to be super respectful of time.